that. How had that happened? But she sure as Hades wasn't going to take it back and look like a liar, or worse, like she was single and still pining for him, because she wasn't. Much. Certain her face was as flaming red as her hair, she smiled wide to cover her mortification. She might as well go with it, make it appear like embarrassment in talking about her guy. She glanced down at her hands twisted together in her lap, unable to meet his gaze. She'd never been any good at lying to him. Oh, for a little while, nothing too serious yet. She was so burning in hell for this. Good for you. Good for you, he said, perhaps a tad over-exuberantly. I've been worried about how this would affect you, especially since we all work at the same firm. Nicole told me I was being ridiculous. We're all professionals, she said. Looks like she was right. Absolutely. No need to concern yourself on my account. I'm happy for the two of you. Nicole is so bitchy? Snotty? Somehow she didn't think either of those descriptions would be appropriate here. She is, isn't she? Michael answered, and a smile tugged at his mouth as his brown eyes lost focus for a moment before continuing. With the two of you working together on the Makena case, it's probably best to get it out in the open. And with the firm's fall retreat coming up and then Peyton's engagement party, it was only a matter of time before you'd see us together. Frick, that's right. Kate had resigned herself to seeing Michael at Peyton's engagement party, since Kate knew the Vaughns were close friends with Michael and his family. But that didn't mean Kate was ready to see him moving on with her new second chair. Not at Peyton's engagement party, and certainly not for a whole weekend retreat under the fishbowl gaze of the entire law firm. Especially since she still hadn't found anyone to bring as her own date. She only hoped the horror she felt didn't register on her face as she smiled so wide her cheeks were hurting. Michael came to his feet, pausing a moment. I'm glad things are going so well for you, Kate. You deserve it. She looked into those familiar brown eyes, remembering how she'd once thought the future was theirs, together. Thanks, Michael. You too, she lied. Kate managed not to look too horrified as she stared at the bottom figure on the bid that the contractor handed her. Corroded pipes that needed to be replaced? Electrical rewiring? It just didn't mesh with the information she had learned from the house's inspection report done only 2 months before. Thanks for your time. I have a couple more people I'm talking to, and then I'll be in touch. Kate followed the guy out to the front porch. She watched his slow gait as he plodded his way toward the truck parked in the driveway. With a marked grimace, he managed to pull himself into the cab and shut the door. Good riddance. The air a little nippy, she rubbed her hands along her arms and looked around the neighborhood. Quiet, peaceful, and painted in bright, vibrant fall colors thanks to the leaves from the large, century-old sycamore trees that line the streets. She noticed the mail truck at the end of the block, and a sense of dread overcame her. Peyton had mentioned she'd sent the engagement party invitations out on Thursday. It was bound to be there. She supposed she better go look. The contractor's rusty brown contraption sputtered to life as she passed it, but he remained in park while he read something from his cell phone. She tried not to crinkle her nose in distaste at the gray plume of smoke that spewed from the tailpipe. Things were not looking good on the contractor front. She'd already contacted 5 different guys since Tuesday. The only one with an opening on a Saturday at such late notice had been this guy. 2 had told her the earliest they could stop by was next week, although the soonest they could start any work would be mid-December, after some of their bigger projects slowed down. She was keeping her fingers crossed until then. Kate grabbed the pile of mail and snapped the mailbox shut. There it was, the dreaded cream-colored envelope addressed to Ms. Kate Matthews and guest. She opened it, despite already knowing what it said, having seen a copy a couple of weeks ago. But this was official.